Racing Network. We are at Rapuna Park today for the second round of 6 in the SCL Season 26 V8 World Tour, the Tasman Super Prix, fresh off of last week's opener at the Bathurst 500. And it should be a fierce battle here down in New Zealand. I'm your host, Carlin Hicks, here tonight. Get the monitor up. We're going to start off with a little trackside view. We'll start off here. This is qualifying. Obviously, I'm going to spend most of this on the timings once the laps go up. You're looking at the Extreme Speed Motorsport ride of Average Gamer, who picked up his first career SCL points win in any series last week at the Bathurst 500. He had just a dominant drive in that race. He was spectacular, really. And we got some of those top finishers who are not running the series full time, but his top points competitors, guys like Enstaza, Shane O'Kano, who's in the Sunday Cup League account here in this race. These guys they're going to be his top competition. It's a 6-round championship, and it's going to be key to make some room on him, and he's going to be a tough one. A lot of international drivers. There's at least 3 native Kiwis in this race, in their home race. And a big week here, the early start on the international tour. We are just 4 days away from the start of SCL Season 26 Daytona Speed Weeks. The traditional will be the 15th holding of SCL Daytona Speed Weeks, and we'll be kicking it off with the Busch Clash Winston Cup All-Star race. There's Shane O'Kano, 2-time Camel GT Series GTE class champion on the American Tour, and a former Bathurst 500 winner. Winner of the inaugural event, in fact, back in season 24. Coming off a 3rd place finish at Bathurst. He is a definite contender here today. And we'll give you a track walk at some point here during the race, once we get the cars spread out. These cars, we run spec here in the SCL. You're going to see them make changes to the tire compounds and pressures on their pit stop, but otherwise these cars are all equal, as it is in all of our championship series. So it looks to be a good, as it says, 3 of the top 5 finishers in the Bathurst 500 not here for this race. That's indicative of the Bathurst 500 being considered an SCL major at this point. And as of right now, it's our veteran Enstaza, the Aussie, who has jumped up to the top of the board here in qualifying. We've got a number of cars here that still haven't put in a timed lap, so we'll see what they can do. This is a tight track, so it's going to be very tough to get quick lap times in here in qualifying. Track position is going to be so important. Somebody making a wild re-entry there. But this will go a long way. These next week it'll be the International Le Mans Series running here in this. And what do you know? One of the New Zealanders, General Muddle, on his last lap there, running in the independent car, he puts up a lap that puts him on the pole. That could be his first SCL pole if it holds. Could very well be. Damn it, guys, shut up with the conversation. Another, well, you would expect it. Two of the New Zealanders are currently 1-2, both of which are SCL rookies. So this could be a historic day here. We could see a big surprise. I'm seeing some very big surprises here in qualifying. S2N Remy, the veteran Dutchman, running up in the top 5. Average Gamer, however, though, comes off at the last second and puts up a 1:17.9. But then it comes Stas. This is if I knew where these guys were at on the track, I could show you. I might as well go to the timings. And I believe that's going to cover it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your starting lineup for the SCL Season 26 Tasman Super Prix here on the V8 World Tour. Starting on the pole will be the longtime veteran, running in the wrong car, but as an independent, and Staza, former Bathurst 500 winners on the pole. Starting second, your reigning Bathurst 500 champion, current points leader, Average Gamer for Extreme Speed Motorsport. Starting third with a fantastic qualifying run, the native New Zealander and rookie driver, General Muddle. He's followed up by I believe, a fellow countryman, Dalrymple Dimple, a rookie driver who qualifies a fantastic fourth. Starting fifth will be the veteran S2N Remy from JME Motorsports. Sixth will be I'm Boosted, running for Inside Line Racing, the newly formed team. Seventh is Shano Kano from Aussie Race Team. He'll be running on the Sunday Cup League account. Starting eighth is Flat Out, also from the Aussie Race Team. Starting ninth is a promising second season SCL driver, another Dutchman, Sanzo, running in the independent car. Starting 10th, the SCL veteran Rita St. James from JME Motorsports. Starting 11th is TS24 fan from Inside Line Racing. Starting 12th is Kylo Ren, running for a longtime team Benson Speed Equipment. Running 13th is Cut Loose, another driver from the Aussie Race Team. 14th will be Silver Bullet, also from Benson Speed Equipment. And all right, looks like we are all set, ladies and gentlemen, for the start. Going straight off the grid here at the Tasman Super Prix. Last minute instructions being given to the drivers. But we look to see a good race. That was a great battle there at the end of qualifying. And looking at the two rookies, General Muddle and Dalrymple, both internationals. I believe Dalrymple's an Aussie, as now that I look at that flag. But General Muddle and Dalrymple, both rookies qualifying in the top 5 here at this race. This series, 4 more rounds. They'll be going to Daytona during speed weeks. Then they'll be running at Watkins Glen. They'll be running at Barcelona in the European leg, and then they'll finish up at Japan at the end of the season. But 6 rounds of this, 6 rounds of the International Le Mans Series occupying the Saturday portion of the SCL International Tour schedule. But 14 drivers on the field. This is the first season that the SCL V8 World Tour is a full championship series. Been running the Bathurst 500 for a few seasons now as a major event on the Rolex Endurance Cup, where it remains. But this ought to be a terrific race. You can see a big gap in the lap times as guys are going to, consistency is going to be a big deal here. Rapuna Park will try to give you a track walk at some point in the race once we get all the early action separated. Pull up the track map here, down in Canterbury, New Zealand. believe we're running the 2.6 mile layout. No, 2.1. Staza out on the pole. You know he's quick. Had a rough run with a 6th place run at Bathurst 500 came in as the defending champion, and average gamer, as I said, riding high after the win at the Bathurst 500. He's got those Extreme Speed Motorsport Ford Falcon running great. Looking to see if General Muddle and Dalrymple, the rookies running the Independents, are ready to hang up there. Shano, you know, will be a contender coming from the even from the 7th spot right there. Him and his teammate Flat Out for Aussie Race Team. They have their eyes on the both the team championship. They have their eyes on both the team championship and the drivers' championships. So looking to see if we'll get a clean start. These cars are just about ready to go, it appears. And the lights are ready. The Tasman Super Prix is on. Who gets the whole shot here? Right off the start. 14 cars coming down towards turn 1, I should say. Hard under braking. So far it looks clean in the back. I see one car that apparently did not start. What happened? Looks like we're definitely going to have a caution. Got some cars wrecking in the back there. Flat Out's involved. Cut Loose is involved. His teammate Kylo Ren appears to have gotten through it. Staza maintained the lead up front with a swap between 3rd and 4th, and it's going to be a rolling restart now once they get them all set up. Looks like Silver Bullet, whatever happened to him there at the back of the grid. So they came down that hard front straightaway, the Concut main straight. If I'm on the right layout, and it appears I am, Flexo Pass corners at first turn, they made it down the Castrol straight, which is there on the western side of your map, and it was going into Pothole, that little hitch on the southwest corner where they lost it. We'll do some chase cam at the rear of the field here on the restart so we can get a good feel for what goes on in front of them. As Staza held on to the lead. A lot of teams represented here in the V8 World Tour race today. And with Daytona Speed Weeks kicking off the American Tour this week, which is of course an 11-day festival of racing culminating in the Season 26 Daytona 500 on July 14th, and we're just getting underway in Season 26. All right, they're coming down to the start. Silver Bullet's a little behind the 8 ball here, but they have gone green. Let's see how they take the corner. Flexo Pass corner is this first corner. Cars braking hard. They are on the default hard tires. Somebody went around there. That appears to be General Muddle, who was all the way from that 3rd place qualifying spot. I'm wondering if that is a caution, which will only be called here on the starts. He seems to have gotten rolling. Silver Bullet is he a lap down on the field already? All right, they appear to be still well and truly underway here. Take a look back to where we've got these cars tightly knit. There we go, Average Gamer settling into 6th. He's running straight behind Shane O'Kano. It appears that it kept going. Silver Bullet appears to have fallen a lap down already, or close to it. I'm not sure what happened there with him. These cars are right on top of each other though. On board the Shane O'Kano. This guy's trying to make it through. It looks like we're clean and green now. Hard into Flexo Pass. You're looking at the 3rd through 6th place cars here. Out in front there is Enstaza and Dalrymple, the rookie driver. Shano here looking to make a move. These cars are lined up on top of each other. Looking at it from mine boosted. Driver for Inside Line Racing. He's looking for a place to get by Rita here. Somebody's around. That was Average Gamer, unfortunately, all the way out of the top 5. Something happened to him. We've got action all over the track here. Looking at 9th place, General Muddle. He started 3rd on the grid. He's on back to 9th. Average Gamer started 2nd on the grid. He's all the way back in 13th now. So some early trouble for both of those guys. And they're going to have to work their way through traffic. More of that chase cam view on board with Sanzo, the rookie Dutch driver. He's in 5th, following up on Flat Out from Aussie Race Team. And they've got Remy not far behind them in 6th. Battle for 4th place right there in front of you. But I think this back of the field battle is the one that we got to watch. Go on board here with the front guy of the field. This is the battle for 7th place on back. You're looking at TS24 fan, longtime SCL driver, currently driving for the brand new team Inside Line Racing. It looks like he's going to get passed by Cut Loose from the Aussie Race Team. You got to remember, these guys are going to be on different strategies. Who knows when they're going to pit with the parc ferme rules. They started on the default. You're going to see a lot of different strategies, fuel loads, tire pressures. I think you're going to see a lot of that, and no way telling. Meanwhile, now TS has General Muddle all over him now. Muddle, the rookie driver. TS, meanwhile, a six season SCL veteran now. And with the new team, looking to do big things here in season 26. Take a look at Rita back in 10th. She's got Kylo Ren from Benson Speed Equipment all over her back bumper. Rita not a full-time runner in this series, just making a spot start here. Meanwhile, let's get back up front. Enstaza has opened up a 5-second lead off the pole shot as he comes through the hairpin section. Gosh darn it. Give me my track map. Kelford corner. But he is opening up a lead, as you see, running 120s on the default tires here. Behind him, the rookie Dalrymple has a comfortable lead in second at the moment. Still very, very early in the race. Third place is Shano Kano, looking to make a strong run. His teammate Flat Out running a very solid fourth right behind him. He's being chased, though, here by Sanzo, the Dutchman. Then you're 4 seconds more back to Remy, who's got Cut Loose the other Aussie race team. Oh, they get into each other, and we have a bit of an accident there. Remy got loose coming off the corner. Cut loose was too close, and it looks like he took the worst of that. Both of them are going to lose time. Remy lost traction coming out of the corner and got into cut loose trying to straighten it out right as he came up to make a move. So an unfortunate situation there for both of these drivers. Allowed General Muddle to move up into 6th. Haven't seen any pit stops yet, I don't believe. Looking at the time on it, I'm thinking Average Gamer might have made his stop. So he might have already made his stop. Let me take a look at the timings map, and it's not going to tell me. Alright, looks like we got a battle for 3rd developing. While we're looking at all that, Shane O'Kano got past Dalrymple to take over 2nd place. There's Shano up in the background. Here's Dalrymple. Running solid, 122 on the last lap. He's back in 3rd place. You can see the battle for 3rd right there. Still very, very early, just 10 minutes into this race. These guys have not even started making their cycle of pit stops. I think Average Gamer might have after his early trouble. I'll have to get a check on that. And Silver Bullet, well, it looks like Silver Bullet's withdrawn. Let me give him an invite here real quick to the... Oh, I'm going to have to change my party. Hang on a second, guys. Do not want to have to lose this. All right, I should be back on the air. Sorry about that, guys. Little audio hiccups. Back to the action on the track, however. Let's get a chase cam rundown from the back of the field. Here's Average Gamer, 56 seconds back. It looks like Silver Bullet has withdrawn. We'll hopefully get him in the booth here to get his word on it, but 13 cars still in the field. Check your mic, Silver, and we'll get a word from you a second. There's Average Gamer. I'm boosted in 12th, as you can see them following up through the field here. I'm going to check in on the close battle, and this is a close battle. Sanzo, the Dutch driver, classified as a rookie, but he's not driving like one. He's running in 5th right now, and he's all over Flatout's back bumper. Silver Bullet, welcome. Unfortunate to see you up here in the booth so quick. What happened out there?
Yeah, just tough break, couldn't get going.
Ooh, Flatout goes around at the wrong. He was running so well. Flatout goes around, loses 4th. He's going to lose 5th, I believe. That was an unfortunate situation there for Flatout. And now he's side by side with General Muddle. These guys need to be careful right here, especially Flatout, who just re-emerged on the track. He was running so good up in the top 5, and then to go around like that, he's still in decent shape, but he's got his teammate now right back on him. So just a tough day at the office at this track, Silver?
Yeah, no comment.
What's that?
No comment. That's all I got to say, Carol. You guys, no, it wasn't my day. Maybe we'll come back and get it next week. See what happens.
You're watching the battle for 2nd. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there at the beginning. I saw you behind pretty early. I don't know if you got hit or what happened.
I just sent an extreme, and they even tried to cut the field there to catch up to the field, and went 40 seconds down, so lap down. So, unfortunate situation.
Oh, I got you. You were late getting your feet up, is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty well.
I got you.
And I cut the track to try to make up, and fortunately put my lap down, and I kept from there and just spiraled, and yeah, to get away from it. So tough break, but you know, come back maybe next week and be back stronger. So thanks for having me, Carolyn.
I hear you there, man.
Take it easy. Good luck, guys.
All right, Silver Bullet having some technical issues, but we'll see him back soon. We'll definitely see him at Speed Weeks. Haven't seen the cars really decided whether they're going to pit or not. We've got battles, though, all over the track. You're looking at the battle here. We put it on Rita for 9th place. You got 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th all over each other here in the back. I really haven't seen many cars make their pit stops yet. But Staza up front maintaining about a 12-second lead. Shane O'Kano from the 7th starting positions had to come through the field, and Staza running with a good track position has been able to run well. Let's get on the chase cam here with Kylo in 12th place running behind this battle for 9th. Wow. Kylo went right into the back of TS24 fan, locked up the brakes trying to stay off of him, and unfortunately takes the worst of that. Losing a little bit of time there. Waiting to see when that first round of pit stops will come. Right now, Staza came right off the start on the pole and has ran away. He's got a 13-second lead at the moment. But good battles all over the track here. Flat out's gotten by Remy for 7th place. He's still trying to recover, was running up in the top 5 as we've gone 15 minutes in, less than an hour to go now. I'll get back to that battle for second, because right now Shane O'Kano has got Dalrymple qualified 4th, the rookie driver. Had a decent run. I don't believe he started last week's race. At Bathurst. But he has acquitted himself well. Let's get on Dalrymple here. He has definitely acquitted himself well. Qualified 4th, and he's held on to that top 3 so far and still in contention here in the early going. You got 3 Aussies. 1, 2, 3. You got a Dutchman in 4th. I believe another Aussie in 5th. New Zealander in 6th. Aussie in 7th, Dutchman in 8th, Englishwoman in 9th. Oh, and around goes Dahl, just as we were talking about it. He loops that thing in turn 1. He's going to lose 3rd to Sanzo. He's going to get back on the track in 4th and try to hang on to it, but tough break there, running almost a perfect race to that point, but he's still in a good position. He's got to get his... get himself gathered here, get back on it, because he's going to be under pressure again. But that is going to put all right, he's coming back there. He's looking pretty good. So far, we've seen a good run from him. Sta is still up front here. And once again, these cars, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, right on top of each other. The Aussie race team driver from flat out, now in his third season, leading this pack of really 5 cars now. And I still have not seen a whole lot of pit stops. I still haven't seen the cars decide to make their pit stops, and we'll see. We're not sure. Guys are going to do a 2 pit stop strategy, a 1 pit stop strategy, what they're going to do with the tires. It's tough to tell. But so far, zeroing in on 20 minutes into the race. And we'll see where they go with it, what kind of durability they're getting right now. Good place to get on board here on the chase cam is Average Gamer, winner last week at the Bathurst 500. And the points leader moving up. He comes up on a slow car. General Muddle obviously had some trouble in that corner ahead of them. But Average is going to manage to get around him, as is Flat Out. Oh, Flat Out hits the curb, loses traction, but gets back on it. And Average Gamer trying to work through whatever happened to him earlier, has moved up from the back of the field into 7th with the points lead. He just wants to, win or lose, he wants to score as many points as he can and maintain that points lead here. Somebody going way off the track with General Muddle, and he's having some problems here now. I think as his tires wear. He was looking spectacular early in this race, qualified 3rd, but he has been struggling here now to the back of the pack. Looks like we got another battle here coming up. There's your 3rd place car. Let's take a look. There's Dalrymple running 4th. He's being pressured right behind him by Cut Loose, and they are not far behind Sanzo, who is in 3rd. Now Stas is making up all that time due to his, terrific track position up front, obviously. But he's going to have to come through this traffic at some point of lapped cars as well. Down the Dunlop straight into the rock sweeper here. And it looks like we've had Kylo Ren withdraw, the Benson Speed Equipment driver. So out of our 14 starters, we've got 12 still running now. Race not going Kylo's way out there, so he decided to park it. So many battles on the track right now. These cars are right on top of each other. Give it the chase cam look here from Cut Loose in 5th. You're looking at 3rd, 4th, 5th on the track. Two contenders for Rookie of the Year right there in the series running in front of you. All right, Enstaza hitting the pits now. Your track leader hitting the pits. That's going to give the lead to Shane O'Kano. Staza, your pole sitter and leader, hitting the pits at the 52-minute mark, 16 laps into the race. Let's see what kind of service he gets here. I believe he's joined a team. I just cannot... I have to look at the rosters here on the web page, guys. Get all this right. I believe long-time veteran. He's in, I believe, his 12th SCL season now. He's been around. It looks like you're not seeing the graphic, but it looks like he's taking full fuel and full tires here. And off he goes, falling back to 8th place. And so we'll see how he sorts out as other cars prepare to head into the pits. He's going to be fast coming out because he's going to be on the tires he wants to be on rather than the default. General Muddle coming into the pits, qualified 3rd, expected a a good performance from him. He's had some tough luck, but he's got the speed and the pace that he can still move up and get a good finish. Yeah, I do see Enstaza running as an independent, I believe. He gets his service done and is out of the pits. Meanwhile, back up front, Shane O'Kano's taking the lead. You're looking at the battle for second. That's Sanzo, Dalrymple, and Cut Loose second, third, and fourth. I'll put it on, I'll keep it on Sanzo there in second, as these cars are just nose to tail battling about 6 seconds behind the leader. See, now that big lead Stas pulled out, can he use the better tires? Because now he's going to be stuck in traffic on this less than 2.5 mile circuit where he's barely going to be able to get by. So he may start losing time, as it appears TS24 fan for Inside Line Racing has hit the pits from 11th. We'll stay on this for right now, though. Track position, patience, a lot of that going on. 14 starters, 12 cars still running. Saw a lot of attrition last week at Bathurst, but you expect that to some extent at Bathurst. Trying to get my track maps and everything back up, and it's not cooperating with me. All right, we've got Shano finally making his pit stop. Shane O'Kano has hit the pits from the lead. Big thing is here, where does he come out in relation to Staza? How much time? Does he gain any time? He was running about 14 seconds back when Staza pitted. So let's see, Shano, he passes him right there. And Shano comes back out. We'll see where he sorts out in relation to Staza, which is going to be the key here at this point. He's going to have a little more track room to move through. And as he comes out, it appears he's about the same, he's about the same distance, 14, 15 seconds, but he's got a bit of clear track in front of him. So we'll see how that sorts out. That now makes this the battle up front. Let's get on to Cut Loose on the chase cam. Sanzo has taken the lead on the cycle of pit stops. Dalrymple in second there in front of you. And we're on board with Cut Loose from the Aussie race team running in third. Non-stop action here in the SCL V8 World Tour. You're watching the Tasman Super Prix on the SCL Racing Network. Average Gamer, meanwhile, through all that, has moved back up into fourth place. There we get a quick look at him and where he's seeing in front of him as he's come from the back of the field after an early spin. Flat Out has moved his way back up to sixth as well. But here's your leader, Sanzo, trying to hold these guys off behind him. We've got Remy hitting the pits for JME Motorsports, a longtime SCL veteran, former Indianapolis 500 champion way back in season 17. And he's getting his full service here. He told me before the race he was aiming to be thrilled with the top 5. We'll see if the strategy can get him there. And his pitting gives Stas here a clear track with Flat Out right behind him. So Stas back up to fifth after the stop. But Shano did gain about 3 seconds as he came through the traffic. But now it's Shano that's going to be dealing with the traffic. So tough to tell there what we'll see. Meanwhile, 1, 2, 3, 4 remain right on top of each other. Dalrymple making his stop here on lap 21. It's been a terrific run for the Australian rookie. Overshoots his pits, I believe. Yes, he does. Going to cost him a couple of seconds there. Qualified fourth, was running up here in the top 5 this whole way. See where he ends up out of all this. Meanwhile, it's Sanzo still leading up front. The independent, he's got Average Gamer now, who has moved all the way up to second on this cycle. Flat Out and Dalrymple now in the pits. So now comes the strategy game. We're going to see two stops. We're going to see guys try to stretch it here. Now we've got Average Gamer all over Sanzo's bumper. Now Average Gamer's been known to lay a fender to somebody before, and he's probably has better tires here than Sanzo, but Sanzo's a good defensive driver, and it looks like Average Gamer makes the pass, so he will take the lead on lap 21, at least for the moment. Sanzo not quite giving it up to him, but I believe Average Gamer has the lighter fuel load and the better, well, at least the better tires. Flat Out still in the pit box. He's now coming out. Rita St. James for JME making her stop there. And Cut Loose. Oh, Sanzo. Something happened to Sanzo. It looks like we lost him. Some kind of motor trouble there, and he's gone. He was running so well right up in the top 5, but obviously connection issues got to him, and he's out. And that leaves Average Gamer all alone up front. And as it cycles out, as these cars are wildly off sequence, we must say, Average Gamer is in the lead there. Cut Loose is running in second. And Staza, the pole sitter, coming off of his pit stop, has moved up to third. He's got 16 seconds on Shano Kano, who's just getting by Dalrymple here, running in fifth. So, half an hour into the Tasman Super Prix, we've already got 3 cars out, 2 retirements, Kylo Ren and Silver Bullet. And it looks like Sanzo, who was running so great up in the even leading for a lap there, looks like he suffered a blown motor and is out. So still 11 runners on the track. Looks like Cut Loose going to be making his pit stop for Aussie Race Team from second place. He's looked very good so far moving up there. Let's take a chance here to jump on board with our pole sitter. And Staza, as he takes us around for a cockpit view of the course, where he's at right now here on the inside of the course. Yeah, it looks like a blown motor for Sanzo can be confirmed there. I'm Boosted is now in the pit lane, but Staza started on the pole, pulled out a lead. He appears to have been clean through that stop and is now trying to track down Average Gamer, who had some early trouble and has now cycled towards the front. All right, coming down the front stretch here. Staza takes it, and you're going to head down here into the first corner, which is Flexo Pass corner. Heading down the Castrol straight. Pothole here is this hard left-hander, little off-camber pivot, and now you're going down towards the Kelford corner, which is a hard hairpin. That's going to take you down to the right-hand section of Fulton Hogan right here, then back to the left and into the Crown Lift Carousel. Now you're coming down a short straight. It's called Jeff's Corner here on the left. Cookrum is this hard left-hander. Now it's down the Dunlop straight to the rock sweeper that heads you back onto the long front straightaway and completes the lap here at Rapuna Park. All right, let's find some of our battling on the track. These cars are obviously still going at it, although they're starting to spread out due to the cycle of pit stops. How many cars we still have on the lead lap, as we're going to take a chance to look at our lap timing at the moment. Not going to tell us quite right because of the distance, but with 1:20 laps, oh, we lost somebody else here. Oh, it looks like we lost Shano and Cut Loose. So we are just having a race that is full of attrition here right now. Shano and Cut Loose both blowing their motor. Sanzo, that's 5 cars of the 14. Halfway point would be 37 minutes. They would have to lose 3 more cars in that time period.
Yeah, I just got this going.
Yeah, it looks like blown motors all over the place. I'm telling the crowd we got about 2 minutes until the halfway point. If we were to lose 3 more cars, that would justify a red flag. But that would need to be 3 more cars in the next 2.5 minutes. All right, Average Gamer's made his pit stop and come out. If you want to join me in the booth, Shano, I can't give you an invite to the room.
In.
Yeah, I hear you.
I can't get in because yeah.
That takes out some of the drama. That's going to hurt Shano after a 3rd place run in Bathurst. A DNF today is going to be tough. Not impossible to overcome, particularly if any one of these guys see any of that in the next 4 rounds. But that's got to hurt your championship chances in the the V8 World Tour, don't you think?
Yeah, I came back in the GTE, but 6 rounds in the V8 Tour, no. I was having a good race until then.
I hear that. Back out front here to Stas, it was looking good. It looked like the strategies were mixing up. But once again, just like last week at Bathurst, 14 starters. And now as we reach about the halfway point of the Tasman Super Prix, we've got five DNFs now, mostly due to connection issues and whatnot, which is on the server and people's internet, not on the racing. But we've still got 9 cars on the track with 38 minutes to go. They are all off of different cycles and sequences. We don't know how many cars are going to make 1 stop, 2 stops, whatnot.
Average is on a 2-stopper.
Yeah, there's a number of cars that appear to be on a 2-stopper. Send Cut Loose a message there, Shano, and tell him to invite you back in, and then you can broadcast. And I would also turn your mic up a little bit here in the party. All right, but we're on board here with Staza, who took the pole, and he was very disappointed with a 6th place finish at Bathurst as he came in the defending champion, but he can go a long way towards correcting that. He came out, he shot out to the lead, and running a clear track. Now that's going to cycle back around when he hits traffic, but he managed traffic earlier pretty well, and we'll have to see how it goes, as it looks to me like there's 5 or 6 cars still on the lead lap. So we hit our timings. You'll see the best lap of the race so far belongs to Staza, 1:18.0. Back to Average Gamer, 13 seconds back in the Extreme Speed Motorsports ride, running in second. Had some early trouble in this race. He comes in, of course, as the points leader, winning the Bathurst 500 last week. And see if he's getting his strategy back. Obviously still trying to win it, but he's got to be thinking about just scoring some points here. And it's gotten a lot easier with some of the guys who have DNF'd. Shano was running great. Cut Loose was running great. These were all cars he was going to have a tough time getting by. But he looks like he might actually have the stroke of luck that can get him a good day, even if he can't catch up. Can't say enough about the rookie here. Dalrymple has cycled back up to third, 31 seconds off the lead. He's the blue arrow there on your map, as he's made his round of pit stops and is on his preferred set. Not sure if he's running a 1 or 2 stop race, but we're going to see. You know, he qualified 4th. He's held on pretty well. He had one little error there, but right now he's in position to get his first SCL podium finish. Remy running in 4th here, coming off a good qualifying run for him, and he appears to be staying on his schedule, running in 4th place. He would love to get a top 5. You've got the Aussie race team driver Flat Out, not far back there. He's running in 5th. He did not have the Bathurst that he was looking for, but I still believe he's a top 5 contender in this series at the end of the season. I'm boosted from the newly formed Inside Line Racing, running in 6th, trying to do a yeoman's effort and stay in here. He's got Average Gamer coming up to try to lap him. And Average Gamer needs to be warned, you do not flash your lights at a car of the same class. Doesn't matter if you're lapping them. That's a penalizable offense if it becomes egregious, but either way, I'm boosted. Has just gone a lap down. Rita holding on to 7th. General Muddle now is a lap down. May be able to get it back on pit cycle, but after his 3rd place qualifying run, he's got to be a little disappointed. He's been off track a couple times, but he has been quick. He's shown that he's going to be a contender in this series, and he's still got a shot at moving up the field here. As I said, these cars may look like they're at the bottom of the running order. Same thing with TS24 fan from Inside Line, who's now a lap down. But there were 14 starters here, so you're going to get a decent points day just by finishing this race up. And with the series heading to Daytona in 2 weeks' time, it'll make things interesting. But the cars kind of spread out on the track. Let the camera cycle around a bit here. Back with our leader Enstaz until we see some close battles on the track. But everything's working out for him here so far. Very tight, winding track. A lot of little off-camber turns here at Rapuna Park. Not an easy place to race, not an easy place to pass. But
I can't get in color.
Cut Loose won't invite you? Or he can invite you probably.
Yeah.
Can you see my broadcast? We just need to remember to send the host an invitation before we start the races, just in case this happens.
And also with the pitting, I wanted to pit, but you were in my pit lane and it said my pit box was occupied.
With me?
So yeah.
It shouldn't be. I retired.
And I stayed out. I know. I stayed out 4 laps, and then I just went in just to see because it was empty, and then it let me pit. But it does say...
that's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, it says that it's occupied, but it will let you pit. So you've got to keep
So
an
we
eye out
learned
for
something new, right?
that. Yep, I sure do.
I said waiting, now getting down into the heart of the race here, down to about 30 minutes to go here in the Tasman Super Prix. And we're still waiting to see off people's pit cycle. If you're using too much tires, you're going to have to pit again for sure. And some cars that may have taken on a heavy fuel load trying to go the distance here might have taken on too much fuel. They might have made their car a little unwieldy and slow. I see everybody running decent laps right now, particularly these guys in the back who are not far off the pace. But right now, Stas is holding firm to a 15-second lead on Average Gamer. We'll just have to wait and see how it plays out here. But at the moment, take a look where they're at on the track. There's Stas. Yeah, I believe he's just about to lap 4th place. That's 4th place Remy right in front of him. But these cars, as I said, are all off sequence with each other.
Alright, Carla, I'm going to call it. I can't get in, so I'll be on tomorrow.
Alright, no problem, Shane. Have a good one.
Yeah. Good luck to everyone.
As Stas gets by Remy, who's running in 4th. I'm boosted for newly formed Inside Line Racing, running in 6th, and he's ticking off some 120s. He's putting together some good laps and gaining some time, as it looks like Flat Out got into some trouble there, and he's now got a shot at him. I'm boosted looking to get in that top 5 as Flat Out from Aussie Race Team. I'm boosted for Inside Line Racing. You're looking at the battle for 5th. Let's get on to Flat Out so we can see where the move comes from. Flat Out from Aussie Race Team, now in his 3rd season. A driver has shown promise and shown speed, but has also had his trouble there. As you see, a 127 lap, so he definitely got into it somewhere. Lost about 6 seconds off his previous lap time. Oh, it looks like Boosted got into Flat Out there and makes the sportsmanlike move. It looks like he's letting him get back in front. So it looks like a clean move. Boosted got into him, definitely came in, lost it under braking, and then let him get back his spot, and they're going to resume the battle right where they were at before. So good sportsmanship from Boosted, who now tries to make his move, but he's just having trouble getting there. I believe he has the better tires right now than Flat Out, but catching and passing someone are two different things, and that's what we're seeing. This is a battle for the top 5. A lot of points on the line. As we said in the SCL point system, that built-in bonuses for wins, top 3s, top 5s, top 10s. All these guys going to have a decent points day, but right now, this is the best battle on the track, currently for 5th place with 27 minutes on the clock. And we're just waiting to see what kind of pit strategies we're going to see here. Top 3 are still on the lead lap, but as I said before, we are out of cycle. Let's get back onto I'm Boosted, get a little chase cam action. He's looking for the place to make the pass here for 5th place. Once again, gets into him a little bit there on the corner, sends him all the way off into the sand. Just the slightest of touches. Don't think it was a dirty, intentional move, but it was just the slightest of touches. But in a corner like that, where the cars are off camber, it's certainly enough to send somebody off. And so we'll have to see if that gets a report on it. Looked to me like, a racing incident, but not something that you're happy about when you're the guy receiving it. And so Flat Out falls back to 7th and is going to have to regather. As there's Rita now chasing I'm Boosted, who has taken over 5th place with that move. But a second lap in a row, just came in a little hot there to that first turn, and it was just enough of a tap to put him off in the grass and into the sand. So I'm sure flat out not thrilled about it. He's obviously back there just about 3 or 4 seconds recovering. But a little bit of incidental racing contact, but definitely at a place where as a driver you're not happy when you receive that, although it was by no means intentional. Rita, meanwhile, who really wasn't that confident coming into this race, qualified 10th. She's in position to shoot for a top 5 as well here, running in 6th, but we're still on board with I'm Boosted now running in 5th. "25 minutes to go." Looks like about 36 laps completed. This is remaining the closest battle on the track. Average Gamer chopping little by little into Stas's lead, but we're going to have to wait and see how the pit cycle out. They are running laps that are... Oh, Rita loses. No, she doesn't. Hangs on to it. They're running laps that are a couple seconds faster than the rest of the field up front there. Stas and Average Gamer are pulling away from the field at this point. Flat out trying to move in on Rita to get back to 6th place. I'm sure trying to recover from that earlier contact. Here's General Muddle running back in 8th. Still think he might have a shot with the pit cycle. As I said before, he qualified 3rd. He's been off track a couple times, but still a good performance for a rookie driver. Still learning how to run these SCL style endurance races. But he has put up a good name. He has put up a good account of himself, and even if he were to finish here, he's got a good shot at it's a solid points day, and should get him some provisional points and put him in a position where he'll look good for the rest of the series. TS24 fan is nearing in on going 2 laps down for Inside Line Racing. He's had some of his struggles, but I know for a fact not a car he's running full time. So he's just out here getting a start on a free weekend down here in New Zealand, and be happy to get a top 10 finish. Still looking like 5th is the 5th, 6th, 7th place car, still the closest on the track. Average Gamer, meanwhile, in 2nd. He's now moved up to within 12.4 seconds. He and Stas are running the fastest laps on the track by a couple seconds at this point, but as I said before, at least Average Gamer is off sequence from most of the field, so we'll have to see how it sorts out. All right, back up front to Stas, continues to lead the race. The only time he's given it up is on the cycle of pit stops, and he maintains a 12-second lead. He's given away a few tenths a lap now to Average Gamer, but he may just be saving his tires here. I know myself in races before have a lead like this and let a guy push the car and chop down on it at you, because he's got to pass you then, and you'll probably have better tires at that point. So we'll see. We may be seeing another pit stop for tires from these guys. It's a complete possibility. 22 minutes to go. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 15, 16, 17 laps. Stas meet now coming up on, I believe, is that General Muddle going off there? No? Well, it's Dalrymple pulling into the pits. Dalrymple making a pit stop here from third place. We'll stick with him. He's had a terrific day so far. He's making what I believe is his second pit stop. So he's obviously slapping some new tires on, or maybe just fuel. Now, I believe he's going to get tire service here. Qualified fourth, running in the top three. That would be a terrific day for him, for the rookie driver. But he's going to cycle out here. We'll see where he comes out. They're not giving us the graphic of his service, but he is getting tires. We'll see where he pulls out as Remy passes him for the time being. Take some chase cam look at flat out. Moves up into sixth as Dalrymple cycles back to seventh with the pit stop. We'll have to see just how many of these cars do make another stop. You know they're eating up tires. V8 World Tour races are notorious for eating the tires on these powerful V8 cars. Dalrymple cycles out 4 seconds behind flat out here in sixth. There's Rita chasing I'm Boosted, who's now running in fourth place. Average Gamer steadily chopping that lead down. They're on board with Rita, steadily chopping that lead down. He's now down to within 10 seconds of Stas. Those two are getting faster as their fuel's burning off. They may try to stretch it the rest of the way, but these, you know, with these tires, it's, you know, you're going to use them. We said a lot of attrition in this race. We had 14 starters. We've had 3 cars with blown motors and 2 withdrawals. So seen a lot of attrition, just like we did at Bathurst. Rita here running in 5th after a 10th place qualifying on what is a spot start for a series she's not running full time. And we're just 4 days away from the start of SCL Season 26 Daytona Speed Weeks on Wednesday night. So we'll be looking forward to that. The 15th time we've held that festival of racing down at Daytona with 11 nights of racing. Check your schedule at sundaycupleague.wix.com/SCRN. Staza having a little trouble on that lap, losing a couple seconds, and Average Gamer's now within 8 of them. So this could get interesting up there for the lead before the end of this one. Meanwhile, on board with fourth place, I'm Boosted, still 4, 5, and 6 right on top of each other. Dalrymple coming out of the pits with a heavier fuel load and cold tires is trying to get those tires locked back in. He still, I think, has a shot at moving up in the order, but we'll have to wait and see. Boosted from Inside Line Racing would be absolutely thrilled with a top 5 finish here. He's entering, I believe, his 2nd or 3rd season, and with his newly formed team that he's on now, they're starting to consolidate data, make better runs, as his teammate TS2 down there in 9th. Be a good team points day if they could get these finishes. But track position so important here, and you're seeing those cars with the cars that have DNF today. They can get one. Average Gamer hitting the pits. We were wondering if he was going to make a second stop, and he is with 17 minutes to go. He's going to take a splash of fuel and put on the fastest tires he has. Remy also making a second pit stop here at the 17-minute mark from 3rd place. Average Gamer, meanwhile, making a second stop. Out he comes. Out he comes, maintaining, it appears maintaining 2nd place. Remy comes out, after making his second stop in 6th. Now the question is, will he pick up speed? Will these guys in front be able to... here we are, 16 minutes. Average Gamer comes out 29 seconds back now after his quick pit stop for tires. And the question is Stas coming in or is he not? That was a very quick pit stop, only about 22 seconds. So I don't believe he took any fuel. Looks like he only took tires. Stas is going to come in, so let's see how it sorts out here. We'll get onto the chase cam here with Average Gamer and see if he can beat Staza. Staza in getting his service right now. And that pit stop's going to be key. Stas is in his box right now. He's off and rolling. He's sorting out. There's Stas in front of him, and that is the gap between your front two cars as they have both made their second pit stop. 15 minutes to go, 4.7 seconds between them, 4.5. It's going to wind up settling around 4, and that is going to be your battle for the win here at the Tasman Super Prix. Your last two Bathurst 500 champions are going to be dueling to the finish here in this one. As it cycled through here, I'm Boosted has come through in 3rd place. Rita now in 4th, 3 seconds back. Right behind her is Flat Out. Rossi Race Team in 5th. Remy's chasing up on them 2 seconds back in 6th after his stop. Dalrymple, meanwhile, starting to get his lap times back. He's about 4 seconds back in 7th place, having made his second stop, but still hoping that the cars in front of him will stop and he can cycle forward. General Muddle running in 8th place now, not sure what cycle he's on, and TS24 fan making laps back in 9th. These cars right back on top of each other. I'm Boosted in 3rd. Rita's in 4th as they're going by TS24 fan to put him another lap down. We're just going to have to see how this cycles through. 14 minutes to go here in the Tasman Super Prix. Those three right back on top of each other. 4 of them now as Remy catches the back of them. And as they catch the back of each other, that'll give Dalrymple a chance to catch up to him as well. So this is going to be a fight for the podium, fight for the top 5, and more importantly, a fight for the win. TS24 appears to have a good chase view of this. Dalrymple's coming. There's Remy trying to catch up to Flat Out. Remy running in 6th. This is your battle for 5th place. These cars know this is a good points day. Today's race at Tasman Super Prix, just round 2 of 6 in the V8 World Tour for season 26 as we're just getting underway. They know this is a very big points day they could have. Remy quicker on the last lap. He appears to be trying to line them up as they make the hard turn onto the front straight. Flat Out seems to make a better turn. Remy looking to take that top 5 from Flat Out. Flat Out needs every point he can get with his both his teammates, Cut Loose and Shano, both blowing motors in this race. He's the only one at this point that will score team points, so he desperately wants every last one. Wants that top 5, but he is being pressured hard by Remy right now, as Rita is now meanwhile fighting for 3rd place right there in your screen with I'm Boosted. While up front, Staza and Average running laps in the 117s, but they're maintaining right about 5 seconds between them. There you can see the gap between them. We're going to stay on this battle that these guys are right on. I think the best views we're getting right now is from the chase cam. Dalrymple hasn't really gotten back on it after that last pit stop. He maintains about 6 seconds behind the battle in front of him. As we get back on board with Remy chasing flat out for 5th place, you can see 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th in your screen right now. 10 minutes to go now in the Tasman Super Prix. Remy goes to the inside. Does he have the room? It looks like he does. Forces flat out a little wide, but this is a tough track to pass. Flat out's going to make his move to come back on him. As Rita now on board with Rita, she chases I'm Boosted for 3rd place. Rita's only made 1 stop so far, so I believe she's trying to stretch her tires, and she's doing a good job of it now. She's under pressure from her own teammate now, who's under pressure from flat out, so we're seeing one heck of a battle out there. But back up front, it's maintained right about 4.5, 5 seconds. You see Stas, then you see Average Gamer behind him. Average Gamer desperately wanting to get his 2nd straight win, but he's in a position to maintain his points lead here through round 2 if he finishes where he's at. These cars, the only 2 cars on the lead lap at the present time. So they've been the dominant drivers here today. Stas just maintaining steady. 9 minutes to go to hang on to what would be his 2nd career V8 World Tour victory, officially his season 25 Bathurst 500 counts. And with 3 of those having been run, this being the 4th official V8 World Tour race, he'd be the first multi-time winner. But Average Gamer would as well, were he to catch up and win, so we'll see how it plays out. Meanwhile, these cars right on top of each other. Boosted's got Rita all over his tail coming onto the front stretch. And this is shaping up to be a heck of a battle, as I said, for both the podium and the top 5. Lots of points on the line. Well, after last week's Super Enduro at the Bathurst 500, we've seen a heck of a race here at the Tasman Super Prix, as it looks like Boosted bogs down a little. Rita makes a move to the inside, but can't quite make it stick. She shows a little discretion there. But she is all over him for that podium finish, which is something that she did not see coming today, I can tell you that. She's come all the way up from 10th place. She's had a heck of a run. Get some chase cam action now as Rita trying to set up her move here. Up front, Average Gamer has chopped down the lead by about a half a second, but we're staying on the closest battle. We're going to get up to that here in a moment. Remy getting into the battle now as well, as the JME car is running 4-5 here. Next race in this series, 2 weeks from today at the V8 Daytona Challenge on the Daytona road course. Next Saturday will be the opening round of the International Le Mans Series in this time slot down in Monaco, the Mediterranean Super Prix. But, ooh, we got something happen here. Stas has gone off track. Stas has gone off track. Something happening to Stas now. Obviously losing the car here. And there it is. 6 minutes to go. Average Gamer has taken the lead. Last week's winner at Bathurst has taken the lead now. 6 minutes to go as Stas loses it somewhere there in the back section before the final hairpin. And he is now 4 seconds back himself. So he went from a 4-second lead to a 4-second deficit. And Average Gamer, the points leader and winner at Bathurst, has moved into the lead here in New Zealand. So he could give himself a second straight win and a commanding lead, a very commanding lead in the V8 World Tour point standings if he can hang on to this win. Rita and her teammate Remy are right on top of each other as well in the battle for 4th place. Still trying to get up to and catch Boosted. But unbelievable turn of events here right at the last. Staza lead and took the pole, led all the way from the start, only gave up the lead on the cycle of pit stops. But right there, he lost it somewhere on the infield section, and he has fallen behind now, lost 9 seconds on that last lap with that mistake, and he is now fallen back to 2nd place. And Average Gamer has taken the lead. Boosted hanging on, 5 minutes to go. Looking rather unfortunate there. Dalrymple and General Muddle running 7th and 8th. They qualified 3rd, 4th. They've had some problems here in their running, but still a very good performance by the rookie drivers. Qualified well most of the first half of the race. They one or both of them were up in the top 5. So learning how to run these endurance races, how to set up your strategy and keep it all together is going to be the key. These guys are learning that here, and they've done a good job. So they deserve a call out for a good performance nonetheless, and what's going to be a good points day. 4 minutes to go, meanwhile, and Average Gamer needs to quit flashing his lights at cars in the same class. That is illegal. Doesn't matter if they're lap traffic. But had some trouble early in the race. Made his way back up through the field, and then with Staza making that mistake here near the end, he takes over the lead and looks in a position to get his 2nd straight V8 World Tour victory and to take a commanding lead in the V8 World Tour point standings, with Shane O'Kano failing to finish. He should come out with a pretty good lead here after this race if he can hang on. Meanwhile, 3, 4, 5 still right on top of each other. Boosted trying to hold on to that podium finish. He's got the 2 JME cars right behind him. 6th place flat out, not far back. Let's get back to the chase. Get on Remy here in 5th. But just a wild swing of events here towards the finish. Staza looked to have the race set up if he could just hang on to his position. And it looks like Rita's going to go around. Rita goes around. And now, as Rita goes around and falls back to 5th, she has flat out all over her in the battle for 5th place. So now it's Remy who is moved up to 4th. Off in the grass, he's fighting that car, trying to hang on and make a move at Boosted, who's currently up in 3rd. But Average Gamer now, Staza continues to have problems, and Average Gamer appears to have pulled away. More than 10 seconds. Stas has another tough lap, and Gamer has pulled out to a 10-second lead and looks to have his 2nd straight win. Be in good position for his 2nd straight Anyway, back to the action. See where we're at now, back in that battle for fifth, flat out for Aussie Race Team, looking to catch up to Rita, who's now in fifth place. Less than a minute to go now. Average has pulled out more than a 12-second lead as something went wrong for Stas here. Flat out trying to make a move here on Rita. You're seeing in your screen there 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like Boosted may have one more lap he's got to go. I believe this will be the white flag lap. Flat out's looking to take one last shot at it. He would love a top 5 finish. He's raced for one really well. He's run a good race. Just a few mistakes here and there as he's pushing with everything he's got, sliding into the grass, not gaining any edge on it. Rita trying to hang on to what for her is a surprise top 5 as well. All right, it looks like Average Gamer has crossed the finish line. There's your winner for the second straight week. We'll get back to him as Staza comes around to take second. Boosted looking to hang on. He's got Remy all over his tail. Coming through the infield now, the battle for the podium. Boosted would get his first career SCL podium here, should he be able to hang on. Flat out's making his move on Rita. We've got battles all over the track here. It looks like Boosted is going to hang on for the podium finish. Remy's right behind him. Can Rita hang on to Flat out? Flat out's looking to make a move. He's not going to have time, but what a finish to this one. What a finish. But up front, it is Average Gamer getting his second straight SCL V8 World Tour victory after the win last week at Bathurst. Trouble for Stas in front of him, and he is going to come home with his second straight win, second career win in the series, and it's going to give him a commanding points lead through 2 of 6 rounds. As we said, 5 cars DNFing today. I'm going to jump over to that room and record our final results. Let me get our screenshots here. Let's get our screenshots here of the finishing order, not counting myself, obviously. All right, I'm going to head on over to that room and set up our post race. Hang tight with us here, folks. We'll be right back. All right, guys. Everybody in here, if possible, I'd like to get them in the chat, or at least most of the guys here. Great race, guys. Let's. All right, I'm gonna get it set up. Hang tight for your invite. Just getting the post race people in here. And if you would, just leave the screen. Leave the screen for the post race. Yeah, make sure you guys are sharing your audio when you get into the party. Make sure you're sharing your audio and that you're on the party chat. Not sure, but we'll just leave that screen as I'm just trying to get the drivers in for the post race here. Get the guys to start hopping in here. But as I said, back here on the SCL Racing Network, today's season 26 Tasman Super Prix of the V8 World Tour. You're looking at the finishing order there. Average Gamer getting his second straight V8 World Tour victory and opening up a pretty good size points lead with the victory for Extreme Speed Motorsport. Enstaza comes home in second, boosted with his first career SCL podium, coming home in third, Remy in fourth, and Rita in fifth. Flat Out came home sixth for the Aussie race team. Dalrymple Dimple coming from a fourth place qualifying run, looked like he was going to have a top five. He ends up coming home in seventh. General Muddle with the rookie driver had a terrific qualifying run. He qualified in third, had some trouble on the track, but still brought home a solid points day with an 8th place finish, and TS24 fan ran it into 9th. I've got 7 of 8. Let me see who else I need to get. I'll give TS a call if he wants to make it. It might be full up at some point, but I believe I got most of the guys. All right, well, let's start it off here with our race winner, Average Gamer. Second straight win, second career win in the series. Open up a pretty good sized points lead with all the, yes ma'am. All right, my fault. All right, sorry about that, guys. We're just about ready to go.
50%. Yeah. Oh. So what are we doing?
Is just doing the post race, guys.
All right.
Okay, hang on a second. Let me get my yeah, do the interview. Average Gamer's in here already, isn't he? Oh, silly. Yeah, if you would. I'm sorry, man. All right, as soon as Average gets in here, we'll get it started. But like I said earlier on Great Race, Season 26 Tasman Super Prix, Average Gamer takes your win. Staza second, boosted with his first podium in third. Remy fourth, Rita in fifth. You're looking at it on the screen. Let's talk to our race winner, Average Gamer, second straight win, second career win in the V8 World Tour. This gives you a good sized points lead. So how'd the race play out for you today?
Well, it was a horrible start. I had a few incidents with, I think I had an incident with Remy, and it was just horrible at the start. I went to the back of the field, so I decided to pit early, put on the sauce, and just run as hard as possible. Run as hard as possible throughout the whole race. I was catching N-Stars a little bit by little bit, and then it came to the final pit stop. I decided to pit early, and I was thinking N-Stars were going to stay out, but N-Stars decided to hold me off, and I thought, oh well, I'm not going to catch him. So I was about 5 to 6 seconds off him. And I was only catching a 1/10 to 2/10 a lap on him, and I got to about 4 seconds on him, and he spun it out of the hairpin.
Yeah, we're going to talk to him about that in a second. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt so bad for him, but I snuck past.
Well, you'll take it, yeah.
I took it, yep. I snuck past and just, yep.
Absolutely. It puts you in a good position. Second straight win to start the season. You got a good sized points lead now. Obviously still a long way to go, but you got to feel comfortable heading into Daytona in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I do. And also it's pretty good.
You just got to hold on. Well, great race. Good job for another win. Staza took the pole, used the open track at the beginning, and ran out to a good-sized lead. The only time until that spin in the hairpin with 6 minutes to go. The only time you weren't in the lead was on the cycle of pit stops. So I imagine you're feeling a little sick to your stomach, but you still have a good points day and you climb back in. You're going to wind up being second in the points, I believe, after this race. So tell us how the day went, because it seemed to go perfect for you till 7 minutes to go.
Yeah, mate. No, it was going pretty good actually. I was trying to, honestly, trying to hold in a piss halfway through the race, but yeah, I was it was touch and go. So, but otherwise, no, it was really good racing by average and everyone else. But yeah, it was just yeah, I was just
What
thinking
happened
about
there
other
at the
things
end?
and
What happened there at the end? Was
yeah,
it the tires, or was it driver fatigue, or?
no, it was just me, mate. Just me. I was nearly trickling, mate.
I hear you. I hear you. It happens. You still
You
had it,
know,
like I said.
it was, yeah, I was thinking about jumping into the pits again just to
Just
go
to use
for
the
a quick
bathroom,
toilet break, but
I hear
yeah,
you.
but I was like, nah, I couldn't be bothered. Just finish it.
It happens, but hell,
yeah,
but still a good run, good points day. You're going to wind up coming out of here second in points with all the crazy DNFs we had. A lot of server issues today,
yeah,
but
I noticed that. Yeah,
yeah, let's kick it to
there was a bit
third.
of. I noticed there was a bit of a glitch issue every now and then with the track.
Yeah, but it seemed
Like there was
overall to be a good race.
DQs,
Very competitive. Battles all through the field. I'm boosted from first podium for newly formed Inside Line Racing. First podium for yourself in what I believe is your third season now.
No, this is my first season.
Second.
Yeah.
Started last season. Second season.
Yeah.
First podium finish and a heck of a race. You had a lot of pressure on you from Remy, Rita, and Flat out there towards the finish. Real briefly, tell us how that race went and how you managed to pull off the podium.
It was going really good, yeah. It's just I had a couple of instances where Flat out on his screen where I would hit him. He said I would hit him, but on my screen I had perfect. I had at least 5 feet of clearance, so I kind of ended up biting up for him to get in front of me from the first instance.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in another drivers meeting, guys. But when that's happening to you, somebody's telling you you're touching them and you're not within 5 feet of them, stay back 5 feet, because it means that your latency's a little off. But yeah, there was one I saw you got into the back of them, you gave them the spot back. The second time it happened, I wouldn't have been happy if I was him, but once he was caught in the sand, I mean, even I would have went. I'd have been like, sorry, dude. It's definitely, I mean, it's a racing incident. You were clearly, I was on board with you when it happened. You were clearly on the brakes trying to stop. It was just a loss of traction, but it was one of those racing things. I'm sure something the driver's never thrilled about. But other than that, the real story for you was the last section of the race. Those guys were catching you for third place, but you were able to hold them off as they stacked on each other.
Yeah, I hopped on the softs about when 30 minutes were left to go, and towards the end of the race, I basically had no durability on my front right. I was down to like the final hair coming down to durability. I was just glad I was able to hold them off so I had a lot of understeer too.
Well, you had a heck of a race. Remy had a good day. You want to spit out a couple comments? Remy, fourth place. I think you were thrilled with that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's a good points day.
It's a fun race. At the beginning, was a little rough. I thought I was in the Aussie football, but then I realized I'm in a V8 car, so took it down a bit. And after the green start, it just went really good. We had a good strategy, worked out fine. I saw my lap times improve and catching the leaders. And at the end, I was looking for an option to fast boost it, but he held on to it. And the thing is, if you're in the top 5, you aim for higher, but you can lose more by being aggressive at the end of the race. So
especially with all the cars on top of you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Rita flat out every. So I'm very happy. So Good
Yeah, good
result.
run.
Rita finished 5th to 5 for Jamie, so we're good.
Yeah, good points today. Rita, I think you were surprised. You qualified 10th, which is about where I think you expected to, but with the other cars DNFing and staying on it, you managed to get a top 5 out of a spot start.
I did. I was surprised actually because, like I've said before, I don't like this track, and I had done no testing on this track at all, and I kept fighting with boosted and flat out, I mean, we were all making mistakes, so it kept swapping all the time, and towards the end of the race, I didn't have any tyres left at all, I couldn't fight. I could just like hang on, through gritted teeth, I did have one opportunity when boosted went off, but he just came back on track in front of me, and I didn't have but the tyres were just not good enough to hold on to that position, but it was, and then I had to think about flat out coming up behind me, but very pleased with the result, very pleased, and it was between boosted, Remy, flat out, and myself, which is who I was racing with most of the race. Good racing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Flat out, we don't have in here. He had a great run for 6th, had a real shot, also at a podium finish, so he deserves a shout out. But we got to give a call to the 2 rookies, Dalrymple and General Muddle, qualified 4th and 3rd respectively. They wind up with a decent points day, 7th, 8th on the board, but they ran quick laps. They ran, as you can see on the board, they're right with the rest of the field. Muddle had a top 3 run, our top 3 qualifying run, had a little early trouble. Dalrymple seemed to have some trouble towards the back half of the race, but I think you were happy with your qualifying. How did you feel about your run today?
Yeah, the qualifying was okay. Surprised because I only really got the 1 lap in, and then in the race here, I found myself struggling to get past people early on. Then yeah, I probably my strategy let me down. I think I shouldn't have had the second stop. And, yeah, I think it would have been a bit better then because I was trying to make up for that second stop. I started making some mistakes. So, good to do the whole race and yeah, a good learning curve.
I got you. Yeah, we're losing your mic a little bit, but like I said, good run. You had a top 5 car. Strategy didn't work out, but solid run. Muddle, great qualifying run, and both you and Dalrymple for rookie drivers are showing, especially in a series with, obviously cars that you guys are familiar with. You're working pretty good. Muddle, you seemed, both of you ran well, and it seemed like if you hadn't had the early trouble, you had a top 3 car in terms of speed. You were running excellent race pace laps. Yeah, you had a good run, and like I said, with some of the other cars having trouble, you still managed a solid finish, and combined with your 6th place at Bathurst, that's going to give you'll more than likely move into the top 5 in points. So you guys are looking good moving forward. I did not get flat out in here, so let's say good night to one person, and I'll invite him in, let him have a word. But really very impressed with the run. Everybody had we had terrific racing. It's a very tight track, but I was pretty impressed with how everybody ran, and we got a good battle. Next week in this time slot, obviously, we're going to see the International Le Mans Series kicking off, so we'll see a whole new doing those, and multi-class at Monaco is going to be an interesting race, to say the least. But see if we get flat out in here in the next moment or two. Any other comments anybody has about the show here today? I thought we had a good show. Anything wants to add before I go to flat out?
I think it was a very good race, actually. It was a shame about the disconnections, but unfortunately that seems to be almost the norm in these games, and it's
Yeah.
something we just have to accept, I'm afraid. But yeah, it was a good race.
I've always said that the reason that sim racing is the best form of sim sports, there's two reasons for that. Number one is it's the sport that the sim version most accurately reflects the skill set needed to do it for real.
Mm-hmm.
Being a good NBA 2K player does not at all reflect whether or not you're a good basketball player. You know what I mean? But if you're a good sim driver, there's a big difference, but it's the same skill set as running. It's the same skill set as running on a big track. The other version, the reason sim racing is the best sim sport, is because when you're playing Madden or you're playing FIFA and your opponent disconnects or quits, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But when, as I'm going to try to invite him back in here, when we're, but when you have that happen in sim racing, it's just, your internet package, your connection is your motor. It's your engine, and bad things happen. Like Shano took it on the chin tonight. He really needed the points here, and he's going to end up with 0. But there's a long way to go. There's 4 more races to go in the series on a variety of tracks, and you're going to see things flip around. We had a lot of part-time entries that went into Bathurst, so a lot of this is going to cycle. I think you're going to see Average, Staza, Remy, General Muddle. These are all going to be cars that probably wind up in the top 5 in points once they're calculated. And so we still got a ways to go. You don't know where it's gonna land. Flat out anyway. Excellent run for Aussie Race Team. You ended up in 6th. You had a tight battle. Was right there in that last group. And why don't you real briefly give us an impression of what you had out there today?
Oh man, that was a extremely tough race. I was fighting hard for 5th then, but yeah, my tires were shot. I had nothing left.
Well, I thought that
It's all right.
you had a breakout run in this one. You were running up in that group. You did not. I mean, you had your little flubs here like everybody did on this tough track, but you actually held it together all the way to the finish. When you ran those guys back down, got back to within range of them, I thought you had a good run. And as you can see by the interval, you were not very far off in that hour and 15 from ending up on the podium.
I know there was a few lag issues and bits and pieces, but no, I'm overall I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, it's going to put you in it's a good points day. And like I said, great run here at the Tasman Super Prix. The next race for this series, 2 weeks from today during Daytona Speed Weeks, they'll be running at Daytona International Speedway for the V8 Daytona Challenge. Next weekend in this time slot, we'll be running International Le Mans, and Formula One will be down in Monaco. But more importantly, Daytona Speed Weeks is going to be kicking off 4 days from today, Wednesday night, with the Busch Clash Winston Cup All-Star Race, and then it's 11 nights of racing in the Season 26 Daytona Speed Weeks. And later on tonight, I believe, at 7 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have an open Camel GT test at Daytona. So the guys are going to get their cars out there. But I'm going to wrap it up here on the SCL Racing Network. This is Carlin Hicks for all the drivers. Congrats to Average Gamer for the victory in the Tasman Super Prix. And we will see you at the track next time.